Solve for x, we have 2/3 times x minus 1/6 plus 1/2 times x equals 7/6 plus 2 times x. See, at first glance, this problem just looks nasty. It looks like it's going to be complicated to solve. But if you keep in mind that if you get rid of all these denominators, this becomes a nice problem, then it's not too bad. The matter is choosing the right number to multiply by. So what can we multiply that will eliminate a 3, a 6, a 2, and a 6? Those are my denominators. The least common denominator here that's a multiple of all these denominators would be 6. Remember the way I taught you in class is always start with a larger number, which is in this case a 6. If that's already a multiple of everybody, then you're done. If it's not, you take the next multiple. So what I'm going to do is, you have to be neat about this. I'm going to multiply everything by 6, everything on this side times 6, everything on this side times 6. But I'm going to squeeze it in so we can see all the stuff. So 6 times 2/3, 1/6 times 6. This one, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze it right there. This, I'll squeeze it right there. And 2x times 6 as well. So you have the option. You can do 6 times 2 is 12. 12 divided by 3 would be 4x. That's one thing you could do. Or you could do 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 2 would be 4x. 6 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 1 would just be a 1. Plus 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 1 would be 3, but it's an x term. Equals 6 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 7 would be 7. Plus, there's no canceling here, so just 2x times 6, 12x. A very common mistake students make is they'll multiply everything with a fraction by 6 and they tend to leave that one out. But if you do that, you're not using distributive property, where if you multiply this side by 6, you got to multiply both terms by 6. So at this point, let's just solve the equation. I noticed there's multiple terms on this side, so there I can combine the 4x plus the 3x. That's going to be 7x minus 1 equals 7 plus 12x. So I'm just combining them. I don't have to move them. They're already on the same side. At this point, I can't combine anything else on each side, so I'm going to have to move stuff around. And I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and move my x's to this side over here. So I'm going to get these x's out of here. It doesn't really matter where you move them, just so you know. It leaves me with a -1 here. 7 plus 5x, because 12x minus 7x is 5x. But because I have my x's over here, all of my x's got gathered on this side, and I want them separated from the other terms, I'll subtract my 7 that way. That's going to give me -8. -1 take away 7 is -8, equals to 5x. So if I'd like to solve this and know what x is, 5 times x equals -8. Divide both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 would leave me with a 1. Now, 5 cannot be divided into 8. So when problems like that, when this happens, I'd rather you just write your answer as -8/5. Don't divide it. Don't give me a decimal, 1.6. Don't give me no mixed number. Just leave it as an improper fraction. I'm good with that. Just to show you that not always will the answers come out to be nice.